Assembling and testing out for first time use the UV curing chamber for 3D resin prints that I purchased. So give me a few minutes. Here is the box. This is the chamber that I bought. I don't know if you guys can see that well or not. This is the one I got right here. I'm going to move this keyboard out of the way so that we can do this with as much room as possible. So just bear with me for just a minute or two. Been wanting one of these for a little while since I thought about getting into resin printing, and thanks to my mother, again, wanting to help, this was purchased. So we're going to open it up. So I'll do it like this so you guys can kind of see what we're doing here. Is packed with some nice foam and such. Oh, here it is. There's your LED strip apparently. So that's going to be probably the lights that do the curing for us. Let's unpackage it and see what we got going on here. Yep. So this is going to be part number 1, it looks like. It looks like that's the back. There you go, guys. There's the back, the lights, labeled part number 1. We're going to set it to the side. And there's part 6 here. Looks like one of the, either the door or something along those lines. We'll see. Part 5, I'm thinking by looking at these grooves, this thing's going to kind of just slide together in the grooves. I'm hoping that's how well it's going to work. Part 5, it's got a little bit of a slant on it because the front's supposed to have a kind of a slant on it. If you guys can see this, so put that there. 4 is straight, so I'm assuming this is either the back. Did you see 4 here? Either it's the back or it's the bottom. Let's see, and here is 3, and 3 has a wire and a small limit switch attached to it. See, limit, wire. So I'm assuming that is when you close the door, the limit switch is going to shut and allow power to go to what I believe is this turntable here. So this is most definitely the bottom. It has the turntable in it. It has a small motor underneath the bottom here, so you guys can see that. Has number 2 on it. And then down in the bottom down here, it looks like we have a pack of washers of some kind, screwdriver if you need it. This is the control module apparently, so you could set your frequency, I guess, in and out, or timer, and on and off. And this is the actual power cord here. And then of course you got your normal little manuals. We'll look at those after we get it kind of put together. So let's see if we can get into this here. Let's see what we got here with this So, looks like figure 1 goes into figure 2. So the LED strip here goes on here. So hopefully you guys can see this okay. So I'm assuming this goes in like this, and we plug it in. Like that. And oh no. Don't think that's the way that goes. I think it goes like this. And this comes up, yeah, like that, and goes out the hole. There we go. So I believe that's how that works. I still recommend putting this cable on like I did originally before you attempt to put it together, because it seems to be a little bit tight. So there's that. Okay. So let's see what's next. Here is figure 3 goes on this side. So, or maybe that's interesting. Okay, so let's look at this. Maybe I did that wrong. Very interesting. Because, okay, there you are. So yes, that is right the way I did that. This goes under. This comes up. And you have to line everything up like that. And then the other slanted side goes on the other side, like this. So, like that. I don't know if you guys can see it. Here, let me tilt it up some. So, thus far, we are trying to get both sides to slap into place here. Okay. So real world struggles, guys. Real world struggles. Never looks as easy as it's never as easy as the way it looks when you first buy something like this. So there's one side. You have to make sure to keep those two sides in place while affixing the other side. There you go. Like that. This is the top, so you're going to pop it in, something like this. There you go. Be very careful, because apparently you bump it wrong and it will come apart, as it has done on me a couple times already. I think it's because they made it so you can take it down, store it when you're not using it. You know, kind of a situation. This side in particular can be a pain because it has a wire on it that has to go under the bottom like that. Knowing me, I don't like to fight with difficult things, so I will probably myself at some point take my PLA pin and go around all these spots and weld them into place so they won't come apart, because I don't plan to have to, you know, put it up or anything, or I may just take some tape, you know, and put on here so it doesn't come apart. And then it looks as though this is the door, and that the door slides in ever so gently like this, and there you go. Looks as though we have assembled it. Like I said, I am going to do something that that will stop it from moving like that. Actually, what I'm looking for at the moment is Avery Printer's friend, the blue tape of doom. There it is. Give me a second, because we don't want to continue to fight with this thing. So, blue tape, just temporarily until I do take the PLA pin and put it together permanently. So what I'm going to do, just for the time being, is put some tape on it like this. It appears that it can't come a moment too soon, because it's already trying to come apart on me. I think this is going to be a good product to use. I just think you're going to have to do some creative engineering to get it all to stay together, because like I said, I believe they created this thing so that if you needed to take it apart and store it or something along those lines, you could. What I am doing is what I like to call a little bit of rigging, so that it doesn't come apart on me during the first use. So, and hey, the blue tape looks cool. It makes it look like it is something that is to be used, not just some toy sitting in the corner. And I like my stuff to look like it is. You know, like, hey, I didn't buy this to look pretty. I bought it to function. You know, that's just me. And it's already more stable. It's already not trying to come apart as bad as I move it around. So that's a good sign that, you know, while it may be a little wobbly when you first put it together, there is a cheap and quick way to fix it. because I know not everybody out there has a PLA pen like I do. Although you can pick one up for like $20 at certain print stores. If you watched my 3D Print Orlando video that I posted, then you know where I bought my pen. So you know that in and of itself, me saying it's $20 is most definitely not a fib. That is exactly what I paid for it. So, and we'll put some tape on here. Like I said, I don't care so much as what it looks like, as long as it functions, as long as it does what I need to do. Plus, to be honest with you, tape around the seams might help hold any ambient UV light that might be trying to escape due to whatever reason. So I don't think it would be a bad idea, even if this thing locked completely into place with no issues whatsoever, to do what I'm doing. Because I mean, the more UV light you keep inside and keep, intensified, the faster and better your cure will be on your resin. So, hey, why not, And Grumpy, if you're there, you should be proud of me. I'm saving $1 right now by using the tape. Because you're always preaching to me about trying to save the dollar. I'm trying to save the dollar. So I'm using the tape for right now. But I know me, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I will at some point want to take the pen to it so that it doesn't, so that I can be assured and not worry about it, coming apart on me. What I'm doing right now is where those little pegs are that fit on there, I'm covering them. Not so much for stability, but like I said earlier, to make sure that I'm keeping as much of that light in the box as possible. It seemed to fit together pretty well. Don't think it'd be a real big issue if you didn't do this. But again, I am one of those people, I like to make sure. So sorry if this seems a little overkill to some of you guys. I apologize. But I want to try to get the best possible experience out of this thing as I can get. So, on the electrical side, y'all seen me plug in the one on the back for the lights. So I'm going to show you real quick. Underneath the bottom here, there was another plug right here. And that goes from the limit switch to this motor. So the motor won't run unless you shut the door. So that's just a little piece of info for you guys. And the door just lets down. And when it lets down, let me turn it. If you look closely right here in this corner, that's your little limit switch. And if you listen, you can hear it click. I don't know if you guys can hear it click. It's kind of soft, but it's there. It clicks. So now we have assembled it. My understanding is that the controller plugs in here like so, and the power block here plugs into the other side of the controller like so. So now we have put it together and all that fun stuff. Now we need to plug it in and make sure that the lights work, because I mean, why would we run a print if the lights don't work? So what I'm going to do is open this like this, where you guys can see the lights, and I'm going to find a place to plug this in at. Bear with me a minute. I have quite a few things plugged in this office, so it's not always easy to find a plug. Alright, so we have plugged it in, and my control box is here, and alright. Looks as though this thing is set. First number is the minute, the next two numbers are seconds. I'm sorry you can't see it. Hold on just a moment. Hang on. So it doesn't look like it turns on. I'm going to sit the camera, try to sit the camera in. Yep, it most definitely works, guys. So sorry about the brightness, but if you can see that the turntable is turning and the lights are on. See? There you go, and it even glows for you, so you know that it's there. So what we're gonna do, turn it off, and I have this fella, Blastoid's Pokeball here. We are going to stick him in here, and we are going to close it, turn it on, and let it run. And there you go, guys. Seems as though it is running and working. I can see a shadow of the Pokeball rotating, so the turntable's running. I believe we have now got a UV curing box. You guys got any... Sorry, Grumpy, I didn't mean to blind you. Yeah, the controller controls time, Grumpy. You can set it anywhere, it looks like, from 3 to 6 minutes. And it has a buzzer to let you know when it's done. Turntable works. I don't know, could you see the turntable? Did you get to see it? Could you tell when I backed it out and you could see a little bit of it that it was turning? If you look at the shadow in the box right now on the camera, you should see the thing rotating. But yeah, I was right. The first number is minutes, and the other two numbers are seconds. I'm watching it count down now. So, and it glows. I don't think it's too bad to put together. I just think you have to learn to, like I did, you have to do something here to make sure it doesn't come apart. You can't see the shadow. Okay. All right. I'm going to gingerly open this. And can you see it rotating now, Grumpy? So yeah, guys, this was $40, and if the only modification I had to make was maybe put some tapes on the edge, or do something to secure it staying together, and it works with a turntable and it cures my prints well, I'm happy with it. Y'all got any questions, or y'all got any comments, or anything you think I can do to make it stay together better than this tape? Feel free. I don't have a problem with you guys chiming in here. Grumpy, you got anything you want to ask or anything like that? Did you get to see the entire assembly, or did you just catch it towards the end? Yeah, this it has a set of UV LEDs in the back that shine straight forward. So your print's rotating and getting blasted by a line of light anyway. And then all of this surface in here is reflective. So it's bouncing off the surfaces inside as well. And yeah, it's a pretty big box for a resin printer, so you should be able to get just about anything that you print on a small resin printer in this thing to cure it without issues. Oh, I have the only one I could find was the Blastoid, so I need the Mewtwo, the Charmander, and I think it's the Ivysaur was the ones we had. And I don't know what happens. I noticed the other day when I was looking, and it may be because I had to move some files around, but some of my files are missing. Not all of them. Most of them are up in that in the drive that I shared from the actual 3D print Google Drive with you, so I didn't lose anything really. And I've since made a copy back to the PC, but for some reason those three balls they went missing. Question, Droppy. On your balls when you printed them on the print ball on the printer, how did you keep from having kind of like a flat surface at the bottom of the ball? Did you raise it off the bed a little bit and just let supports come up to it to start the print? Because like this one that's in here now has just a little bit of a flat area, and I don't like it. I think if I raised it off the bed a little bit where it had to have supports from the bed up to where the bottom is going to start, and it started the layer there, it would be able to make it round. Because the supports pop off pretty easy and pretty clean usually. We're down to 2 minutes and 60 seconds. I appreciate you jumping in, Grumpy, too. Oh, I got you. So you got to raise it up a good little piece to be able to get it to do what you want to keep from having a bunch of little support spikes. I got you. hang on. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give it to you. Hang on. I'm gonna put it in the Discord, Grumpy. I'm gonna put it in the Discord, Grumpy. There you go. That's the one where I was storing almost all of my prints, my print files. There you go. That's the one where I was storing almost. So. One minute and. Hang on. Okay, so let me figure this out. I need to do a little calculation. So make sure that I understand what I'm. Guys, you're being loud. Hey! Hey! Hush! Did you hear me? Okay. So, it looks like if you set it to 6, it actually is that's 600 seconds, which is actually 10 minutes. 300 seconds is 5 minutes. So it's actually seconds. The whole thing is seconds. It'll go between 3, which is 5 minutes, and 10, which is 600 seconds. So okay. Alright, looks like it's about to be finished, guys. Yep, done. And yeah, Grumpy, I'd be happy to take a look at it if you wanted me to. We're going to reach in here, see what we got. Yeah, it doesn't feel as Grumpy would say, soapy as it did when it went in. It's very, very hard now, so that's a good thing. I think it worked. And that was our test right there, guys. Our test. That anybody watching, that's the flat spot I'm trying to avoid that I was talking to Grumpy about. So, yep, I think it works good. I think it's going to be fine, and it's going to make curing my prints a whole lot easier. And that's be that, peoples. Anybody, Grumpy, you got any other questions you want to ask about it while I've got the stream running here? It's a little short stream. Just the assembly and first run of it, and so let's see. And here's your here's the little pamphlet for anybody that might want to see it on how we put it all together, where the directions came from. And that's that, guys. I think maybe I didn't have to tape it. Now that I think about it, Grumpy, you see these right here? I think these were supposed to stretch over those clips after they go through to hold it. But hey, what can I say? I did it my way. You guys, if you read the directions better, y'all would have realized that, like I just realized that these little round O-ring looking things are actually little grommets here that are supposed to go over these latches, these little pieces, to keep it from coming loose. So, for example, we'll peel this one back just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about and see how I made my mistake. So you see here, I believe this was supposed to do that to hold it in place. See, I put it on right here, and if you notice, all of these pieces have little indents on them. So now I'm gonna go back and undo what I did and put the little rubber pieces that secure it in place so we don't have to have the tape. And that way you guys can laugh at me. Lol, yes, I know. Oh, the water resin's working perfect for me. Matter of fact, I got in some green and some purple today. But I have had no problem with the water resin at all. Only problems I have is learning how and where to put supports, because it is most definitely different than PLA. You have to keep in mind that you're printing it upside down, and keep in mind that wherever you put it could possibly affect your the shape of your. No, I hadn't had a chance to get the filters yet, but like you said originally when you did yours the first time, the smell is not that bad. I mean, I really can't tell that it's running with that resin. So right now I'm quite content. I will eventually buy some of them just to make myself feel better about running it. You know, so there's that. And these things aren't too bad to put on, especially if you hook one side and just kind of roll your hand as you put them on. The nice thing about me already having put the tape on, I can peel it back one spot at the time, and not have to worry about it trying to come apart on me while I'm putting them on. So might not have been what I was supposed to do, but it kind of worked out for me to my advantage in making it easier for it to stay together as I put it on, which I guess if I'd put it on as I'd done it, it wouldn't have been that big a deal anyway, because it would have held itself together as I done it. And so, yeah, it's always a learning thing, guys. It's one of the reasons why I do this, so that when I make the mistake and have to correct it, you guys have already seen it and be like, hey, I remember when that dum-dum did that wrong, and this is what he was supposed to do, so let me do it the right way. So, yep. But we're getting it done, guys. We're getting them in there. We're getting them on. Correcting my mistake, But I wouldn't be human if I didn't make them. So. There we go. Only a few more to go. Da-dum. Turn it up like this so that I can peel the tape back a little piece and this is the last piece of tape, and this is going to be the last little rubber fastener O-ring here, so that you guys can see. That's all it does. It just snaps in because there's little grooves, and I believe that is all of them. Yes, it is. So there we go. We have rectified my mistake, and looks as though they were kind enough, in case you drop one of these little clear jokers, to put about 4 extras in there for you. So if I was you, I'd keep up with those in case one snaps, breaks, or you lose one. But there you go. And there you go. You can see how they're snapped on there. There's like a little groove behind them, and she opens and closes, and looks like she's good to go, guys. That's fine, Grumpy. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate you putting that up there. Sorry to be a hassle on that. I don't, like I said, I still don't know what caused them to go missing. Guys, if y'all were here when I did the test paint with my airbrush, I'm hoping that maybe sometime this week or this weekend I'll finish that mask and I'll show it to you guys at some point, maybe on the podcast or something. So you guys make sure you tune into our podcast. Me and Grumpy do give you a little preview of what that's going to be. I got me some silver today that actually goes where the gray is. So the gray is going to act as a primer coat for that, and I about got the thinning and mixing of the paint where it gets thin enough for that gun down, and I've got better control on narrowing and widening the paint nozzle, the spray. So it should look pretty good when I'm done with it, honestly. I'm even gonna get someone to spray some clear on it that they have, and that way it's shiny and locked in. I'm doing alright with Genshin. Genshin's been fun. I have realized that I just about have to not play during the week, because even though it aggravates me in certain areas, so I have a tendency to lose track of time when I'm playing it, and 3 hours of sleep before work. It's not good. What do you think about the box, Grumpy? Think it's worth $40? I think it is. I think it'll do what I need it to do. Trying to think. I don't think there's really anything else to go over, guys, for this little short stream. So I am going to call it here, and you guys have a good day and have a good night. Yes, it come with the turntable and the timer. It's all in one, all one package, for $40. I believe it's the same link that I sent you, Grump. If I believe I sent you the link on it. Guys, out of the living room now. Get out. You're making too much noise. Sorry about that, everybody. My kids decided to go to the room directly next to this one while I'm doing this live stream and make as much noise as possible. So if you heard them in there playing or fighting or whatever, I sincerely I apologize for that. Grumpy, did you hear them? Oh yeah? Great. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. Y'all have any questions or anything, shoot me a link, shoot me a question either on my website, which is 3dprint.webador.com, or you can drop me a message in my Twitch or any of my other social media that you may have seen from the podcast. So you guys have a good night. Have a good evening. Bye, y'all.